You tell them how we met and then go into your past. Special guest here, we're going to be talking to Olena Fox.
I'm Olena Fox.
When you feel you're at rock bottom, it is not the end.
I was a successful TV journalist. I fall in love. This is like nice, cute story.
My inside, we're screaming.
We have one life only.
And you're the problem.
I lost myself in that relationships.
Date with myself. Oh, no. Well, from a male perspective, I think this is a powerful question.
My friends brought me to stand-up show, also to talk about sex with your partner.
Opened up my eyes to a lot of things where the female's perspective is concerned. Greetings. Welcome to Bella Let's Talk. My name is Uriel, otherwise known as Brother Yuri or Grandpa. And I have a special guest here. We're going to be talking to Olena Fox.
Hi, Uriel. Thank you for inviting me.
No worries. Good to have you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Yourself?
It's been, we had our first snow.
Oh, yeah.
I think all of us are trying to stay warm.
Oh, it started.
Yeah, I hate the cold. But we're in Canada, so we have to deal with it. And we have to deal with it. So
it makes us stronger.
Yeah. So, Olena, let's just get into it because, we're going to have a nice, long, interesting podcast. So I'd like you to tell everybody about yourself and, you can tell them how we met and then go into your past.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start. I'm Olena Fox. I live in Canada almost 10 years. I'm from Ukraine. I was a TV journalist in Ukraine with like almost 20 years of experience of TV reporter on the news. When I came to Canada, obviously, I didn't have any language, any friends, any experience. So nobody wait for me to be here, TV journalist, So I start from zero and I start doing different survival jobs like all immigrants, So I was my first job was a dishwasher in a restaurant. And after I became a server, which is a little bit higher position, So yeah, I start from there. So this is beginning of my story, yeah. Nowadays, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm a host. I'm hosting different events in my community.
Nice.
And also, I start my own podcast where I'm talking about sex, relationships, dates, intimacy, and everything what I have now, that's my kind of reward, what I deserve myself through different challenges. And it's not just like a big words. I literally went through big challenges, being immigrant, went through divorce and start from zero. So I'm here to share my story. And the main point, I would like to inspire somebody and show when you on the very bottom and think like your life is over, this is your true beginning. And I'm here to explain this point.
Okay, that's great. So you heard that, folks. She's going to give us some encouragement about life and situations. When you feel you're at rock bottom, it is not the end. It's just the beginning. And a good thing about that kind of a beginning, when you're at the bottom, it's only up from there.
And it's easier to go from there because you can hit your legs to the really bottom and just go up very fast.
There you go. You hit bottom, you got foundation, you can bounce up, right?
Yep.
Okay, give thanks. So let's start with the situation that hurt the most, all right? What was, I guess, the catalyst that made you say, all right, I need to change things? So what was that pain in your life? What was that pain point that made you turn?
Yeah, the pain was I stopped living my real life. I kind of lost myself. That happened back then, 10 years ago in my country. I asked myself, Olena, what do you want? Who are you? What are you doing? I couldn't find answers. I just realized I need to start looking where I am, who I am. And I decided to change the country and start from zero there. I don't know, was it a good decision, was it a bad decision? Back then, if I knew what's gonna happen with me here, what kind of challenges expected here, maybe I never did this, you know? Because when I was a successful TV journalist, I was kind of famous person in my country,
Right.
well known, like everybody knows me, I had experience, I have friends, community, language, but it wasn't any peace inside.
Okay.
And I couldn't find what's missing, what's wrong with me. So I decided the best way to heal it, to move to another country.
Right.
And I choose Canada. When I came, I just realized, this is the real challenge started. When I came to Canada, I didn't know English very well, and I didn't have any friends, I didn't have any support. I had just a little bit money, maybe for 6 months to live, yeah? And, you know, in Canada, the money is, they're going away fast. So, and after I start like looking for the way, to survive. And again, I didn't find myself yet in that point. That was just about surviving. So back then, I still didn't find myself. The main point was to survive in Canada. So the first years I spent just surviving, learning language, building networking, and finding friends and people around me, So slowly, I kind of feel like, but still, I wasn't sure what I want to do, what I'm doing here, who I am. I was kind of like, my body, my mind wasn't in a peace, you know? I was like in the middle of nowhere, you know? Kind of. And I met the guy and I fall in love. This is like nice, cute story. And we got married, we get 2 kids. And I still wasn't sure. Back then I was thinking maybe this is my way, the motherhood, to being good wife, and maybe that's my role. But it wasn't. I feel like feel like something missing. I still feel like it's not my life. I want something different, you know? So, and I realized I need to change that. I can't live like this. And we try to talk, communicate with my partner, and we decided to be separate. And I continue to look what I really want. I continue to look for that peace inside of me. Maybe it sounds a little bit chaotic, like who's this lady, what she's looking for? But I explain for you, Uriel, and for people, that feeling when you look at the mirror and you understand, this is Olena. This is what I want. This is what I miss, you know? When you feel like when I was in marriage, when I was my first years in Canada, looks like I used to live somebody else's life, you know? It's not like my life.
Right.
I'm sure maybe you feel the same in some point.
I think it's a natural human development.
Yeah.
Where, and some people, they're not honest with themselves, because some people like to believe that they have all the answers.
Yeah.
You know, I'm supposed to have this career. I'm supposed to have this house. I'm supposed to have, you know, but you went to that stage. You said, you know, I was basically a celebrity in my area. You know, anything that I needed, I had, but there was still an empty space. There was still a vacuum. And, you know, you're looking for, I think everybody is doing that, right? No matter what stage that you are, I meet powerful men. I meet rich men. The rich men, they're trying to get richer. The powerful men, they're looking for more power. You know, beautiful women, they're making sure they upkeep their beauty. You know what I mean? We're all on that stage where we are looking for more. Those of us that are really trying to make the best of this human experience, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And you know, I want to touch that point when society also kind of sometimes pressure on yourself, like you are the mother, you have to enjoy your motherhood. This is your role. You are the wife. You have to be a good girl. You have, you know, I start feeling that like, and again, I felt like I'm not living my life. Yes, I tried to be a good mom, good wife, and all friends like, oh, such a nice family, you guys so good. But I feel like it's not me. My soul cried so much. It was screamed inside of me. So the one day I just decided, because I didn't know what to do, I just shaved my hair like till the bald.
Right.
That was like extreme decision. But this was my expression of myself. Like, look at me. I'm not comfortable here.
Right.
I'm not living my life. This is not me. Please help me. Like, God show me the way. I don't know, somebody else show me. And the reason what I'm really happy you invite me to share this story, because back then I didn't see anybody around me who show me this way, like, don't be afraid of losing everything. Don't be afraid to go to the real bottom. That will be your beginning.
Yes.
I was afraid. I was still like,
Right.
what I'm gonna do. But I was in that point when finally I realized I can't live like this anymore. I was thinking about to kill myself, that serious.
Yes.
Yeah, that was already serious. So I understand, like, my body, my soul, they screaming. So I need changes. It was scary. The changes is always scary. You going out from your comfort zone, yeah?
What you said was really profound in that my inside were screaming. And you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm a wife. I'm in a relationship. I should be happy. I'm a mother.
Yes.
I have those that I'm responsible for. I should be happy. But, if we're not with the right person, see, the person that you're with should allow your soul to be free.
Yeah.
They
you
need
got
to
the point.
present that
You got the point.
to you, right? And many of us, we make choices to be with a person because, they're attractive or they're influential.
Yep.
Or they have, but they're not that right person for us to build our future, to bring us to the place where we are scientifically termed self-actualized, right? Where we're fulfilled. And, you'll feel guilty because you're thinking to yourself, well, how could I do this to my children? Or how could I do this to my spouse? When, if they are not there to fulfill you, we as human beings should come to the understanding that if I'm not helping you, then we should separate. But, some people are siphoners of energy. And some people, as long as you're helping me, I'm going to try and trap you here. And this is why I really liked your story, because you saw it necessary to break out. And a lot of people stay because of culture, because of obligation, because of a plethora of reasons.
Society, financial reasons, mortgages, whatever.
Exactly. Definitely financial reasons. They stay in a bad place. They stay in a place that's not building them, that's not supporting them, and it destroys them.
Yes.
It destroys them because, that mental stress, that soul crying out after a while, it starts to manifest physically and it manifests into disease. So it's a thing where people got to come to their senses. So I really like that you said, your soul was crying out and you decided I have to go.
Yeah,
Right?
I felt so much guilt. Especially for my kids. Why I can't fix that? Why I can't fix myself and enjoy that? But I understand kids, it's kids, but this is my life.
Right.
Olena's life, yeah? And I just not comfortable here. And another thing, it was so scary. Like, I understand it will be life from zero again. Financial insecurity, everything. It's like you just like going on the bottom again. But I was in that point when I just understood I can't live like this. So I need to change. Again, I repeat that point again, but this is the most important point,
Yes.
And some people who still continue these bad relationships, I think they didn't get that critical point yet. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I think so many people are are different. We're so different. You know what I mean? Like the stars in heaven. And so some people, they have so much love than, the Father in heaven has come down and showed them this is not good for you, right? This person is, and they know it. But because of that guilt, they stay. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because of all these other things. And this is why I believe it's important for people to hear your story so that they know our story, everybody's story, so that they know, you know what? Something was good for me before. I need to learn a lesson before. But right now, I'm not learning anything. Right now, that lesson, I've passed this stage. It's time to go. You know what I mean? And this is where now I want you to basically express the going. What gave you the courage to go? You know what I mean? And no matter how scary it was, how did that look while you were giving yourself the courage to leave? And then, you're leaving from kind of one bad situation to another bad situation, but still you're encouraged that it's going to be better. How did that look for you?
First of all, I want to just say, I don't want to promote separation or like, okay, you have to leave your partner or whatever, not comfortable, okay, bye. No, I don't want to promote anything, but I want to promote like self-value and self-esteem. Like you are the person, you only one person in your life, like who you live with yourself only. Yes, you have your family, kids, relatives, friends, but at the end of the day, we just with us. We
Deal with ourselves.
Yeah. And you need to ask yourself, like, what exactly you want, what kind of life you want. And this is the point. When you ask yourself what kind of life you want, who you want to be, what you want to do, and if it's not compatible with what you have right now, why are you staying here? Why are you staying here? Do you think you have a chance to relive your life again? Now you live like you're writing draft, and after it's going to be like a clear version. No, we have one life only. Do you want to spend your one life just in this like uncomfortable situation because you're afraid of finance, you're losing finances, or you're losing something, or you feel guilty, or your parents will be upset about you broke up, or your friends say something? Why? I want people ask themselves, like, what's the reasons I'm still staying here?
Yes.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. You need to ask yourself, okay, why am I here? Like, I get that. Again, like you said prior, we're not endorsing, jumping ship in a relationship.
Of course.
We're not endorsing, just saying, oh, I don't like what's going on, I'm going to leave. But there are recurring signs, right, within yourself and within your partner that you need to look at to see, is there anything worth building?
Yes, exactly. Thank you you brought this point, because before separation, few years before that, we tried to fix it. We tried to talk. We've been in the priest. We talked to the friends. We talk like with people, different experiences, and we try to fix it. Of course, if you're uncomfortable, it doesn't mean you have to leave right away. You need to kind of like measure what we have. Does it feel like it's fixable, and is it worth it to fix? Can we build something? And after that, we just realized, no, it's not fixable. We are completely different people. We not fulfill each other, and it's better if we will be separate. It will be better for each other, for our kids. So that's why that decision was kind of like we both came to that decision after we tried to fix it. Okay, so it was, and again, like I said, it was so scary. It's like you jumping from the big rock to the bottom, and you can see even how deep this bottom,
Exactly.
And you ask me about how you feel it's time to go, yeah? Like I said, you need to ask yourself, and this is your life, this is life you want to live, and see what your answer will be.
See, because it's a commitment, right? And when we're in that commitment, people need to understand the confines of a commitment. You need to be committed to try your best. You know what I mean? And, not a person's, but a lot of people, they tried their best and end up losing themselves, right? And then once you start to lose yourself, I feel then that's the part that you said to yourself, no, this is valuable. This is precious. You know what I mean? I have to maintain this. You know what I mean? And you decided to do something else. which, I find that's where a lot of people are stuck because marriage is not a light thing, right? Marriage is not a fly by night thing. So it's not, again, like we're telling people to, just forget about your relationship. But people need to be self aware because if you're leaving the problem and you're the problem, and you're not aware that you are the problem, well, you're in for it, right?
Yeah.
You're in for a rude awakening. You know what I mean? We all have to realize where our different deficiencies lie so that we can work on them. But at the end of the day, if you're in a situation and within that situation, you've tried and you've tried again and you've tried again and you've tried again, maybe these signs are pointing you that it's time to do a new thing. I think
Stop trying.
stop, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and trying to get a different result, right? So you got to do something different. And for people that are in a bad situation, an abusive situation, a stressful situation, that new thing is leaving.
And let me tell you, the biggest proof I got about, you mentioned like people losing themselves. The biggest proof I got, I lost myself in that relationships. When I move out, it's actually almost 1 year ago. It's almost anniversary of my life.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Yeah. So I remember the first months after I move out, I can't understand who I am because I used to live not my life. I used to be as an attachment to that person, to that family, to the kids, like, I did everything like around them. I didn't do anything for myself personally. I forget how to even do self-care. Like,
Right.
you understand that
Yes,
feeling? Like
totally.
first months, I was scared. Like it feels so empty. Like what to do?
Right.
Like even like simple things. Now I shouldn't cook the breakfast for whole family just for myself, for
Right.
example, like little things. I forgot that feeling. So you know what I start doing? It's actually a lot of things, but the first thing what I did, I start bringing myself out. For example, I went to the date with myself. It's such an interesting feeling, Uriel.
Okay.
Have you ever been on a date with yourself?
On a date with myself. I never called it that, maybe.
You have to because you
But
date
no, I
yourself.
have. I have, right?
Yeah.
I have been out with myself,
Yeah.
by myself, but I never called it a date.
Oh, okay.
I think I called it me time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that too. Okay. But back then, I like to call it date.
Sure.
Because I definitely try to dress up and feel like, okay, Olena, we're going out and we're gonna treat you. Like, Olena, what do you want? What kind of food do I want today? What kind of activities do I want to do today? So I start from this when I literally ask myself, eating something, Olena, do you like that taste? It's too sweet. I want something like salty. Imagine I lost myself so much. I even didn't know what I like because it was everything kind of like automatically back then. I didn't synchronize myself, my body, my soul, my mind. Everything was like separated, like chaos, So I ask myself literally, do you like this ice cream? Oh no, I want something different. How you feel today? You feel a little bit cold or you feel like warm? Imagine. And back then I started doing like a research and I work with psychotherapist and she gave me nice practice. Maybe I share some tools if you don't mind.
Sure.
Like some simple things, what we can do every day. I still doing that. Like try to do it at least once a day, especially it's for women. I think it's necessary to do every day. I'm trying to do this fully naked in front of the mirror. And you try to just feel yourself, like hug yourself and feel that warm, like say your name and say, Olena, I feel you. You're so warm. How you feel? like try to touch yourself, like your hair, yeah, like this. It's maybe sounds ridiculous,
No. Well,
but
from a male perspective, maybe, but from a female perspective, it sounds okay.
that was, I never did this to myself,
Right.
because like I said, it wasn't, but like I start doing this and I start feeling myself like, oh, I start feel myself, this is my body, this is my hair, like, you know. But that was just the beginning, because after you start doing something else, and after this, like maybe few months, like first months, it was just emptiness. After you try to fill up that space, that emptiness, yeah, you need to bring
With something,
yeah.
yes.
So you try to touch yourself and try to find yourself. Later, the questions arise. Okay, now you are kind of already feel like you are somewhere out there.
Yeah.
Who are you? Like, what do you want? Again, this is the main question.
Right.
What do you want? What kind of life do you want? And again, it start research. Like, you know?
I think this is a powerful question. People always talk in terms of what they don't want. You know, I don't want a woman that does this. I don't want a man that does this. And we got to realize that our mind is, well, our heart is electromagnetic and our brain is a transmitter. So when we're thinking on these negative things, we're actually giving them more power. We need to think, like you said, in terms of what you want, right? Now, in terms of like, you know, touching yourself and feeling yourself, it's very hard for me to tell a guy to touch himself. But on the masculine side, when we meditate, we smile to that part of the body. So we meditate in terms of, we meditate to our toe and go up to the ankle, the shin, the knee, the thigh, the stomach, the back, the chest, the arms, and we meditate to that part of the body and we resonate love, like we smile to that area. So it's still showing love for yourself, but in a more meditated, divine state, which is, so I understand what you're talking about. You know, I couldn't in the right mind tell another guy to stand naked in front of a mirror.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Yeah, I know. But again, like maybe everybody need to find their own tools, what works for them. Maybe for some men
and
it
that's
will
what
be
I'm
okay,
saying. That
whatever.
does work.
Yeah.
Because I see my daughter do that all the time. Right? You know, when I bought her prom dress, she was in the mirror.
Of course.
She, you know, she was enjoying it. So
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yeah, and also I want to just say a little bit about strategies, how to prepare for this like transformation,
Right.
for this challenge, because it's important. You don't do it like me, okay? I didn't have any strategy. I just knew I have to go. But if I did it like smarter way, so next time I know I need a strategy.
Hopefully there's not
I
a
mean,
next time.
at least
so you're talking
financial-
like a mindset strategies for leaving.
Yeah, like practical things, what
Right.
to prepare. I didn't do that. That was also like challenging. But if you know you have to go, give yourself time to prepare some like tools, and especially like finances or people who you can have around you to help you go through the difficult times. You know, I just left without any strategy. I couldn't handle that. And after I start thinking, okay, now what is my strategy financially? And, you know, don't do it like me, okay? Do it the smart way. Use my mistakes and, yeah. Prepare.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. So prepare the plan. Like if we're talking about also this example, it's not only about bad relationships. For example, people in bad relationships with work, some people don't like the work, but they continue being that work, you know? That's actually, you can use that also.
Yeah.
Leave your work, but
Definitely.
prepare the strategy. Leave your relationships, but prepare strategy. Think about your finances, where you're gonna go, where do you live. So remember we met on that nice event what Belle organized?
Yes.
Intimacy
Yes,
Uncensored.
Intimacy Uncensored,
That's a
yes.
beautiful event. So many stories, and the one lady came to me after event and she heard my story and she said, I know I have to go from my bad relationships, but I don't know where to go. I'm so afraid. And I said, if you're still thinking and doubting, you're probably not in the critical point. But before that, just try to find maybe the place to rent, think about finances, how you're going to manage your living on your own, and that thing. So the strategy, it's important. Especially important to find some people around you who can help you. I had my friends back then, so it helps me. The friends actually, oh my gosh, if it wasn't friends who just, took me like this and tried to, they brought me food, they cook for me. Okay, Elena, can I come? Just cook for you. And I didn't want to see anybody, but I say, okay, well,
they rally around you.
Yeah. Okay, and they good. No pressure, just, okay, this is nice event happening. Let's go with me, just maybe we go together. Yeah, and slowly, they just brought me to the life. And after a few months of that emptiness, I start slowly open myself to people, to community, to events, to everything. And my friends brought me to stand-up show. And remember, I'm a TV journalist. I always like to be camera on a stage in front of people. So I like that.
Right.
I'm very comfortable here. I really enjoying our conversation. So my friend brought me into the stand-up show, and the host said, okay, this is the open mic. Is anybody want to go on a stage and tell our story to us? And I'm like, I want to go. I jump on the stage and I told something about I'm happily divorced. Look at me. I'm now divorced. I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. People start laughing.
Right.
And I felt oh, that's something what I want to do.
Nice.
I want to be on a stage.
Right.
That gave me, I couldn't even sleep that night because I was so excited. That was so like I touched something what really familiar to me, really warm, really comfortable, I want to try that. And I slowly start doing the comedy here and there. After that, actually, the first stand-up show, the host came to me and say, hey, you look pretty comfortable on the stage. Come back next time with nice jokes. And this is how I start doing comedy. So it's almost 1 year I'm doing the comedy. And I found there how I feel so nice on the stage in front of the people. I found nice friends out there in that community, like comedians. So that was a beginning finding my real myself,
Okay, so then now you found your dream.
Yeah.
Right? You found your dream and you got that warm feeling on the inside, right? That's powerful. Now, after you're getting that warm feeling, you basically found yourself, you're moving on to that level, right? Now, here you are in a certain element.
Yeah.
Okay. Here you are in a certain element. Would you go back in another relationship right now?
Oh. Okay. That's a tricky question. And okay, I'm going to answer you with two parts. The first part, now I'm in relationships with myself.
Okay.
That's probably the first time in a while I'm dating myself and I'm in relationship with myself. People probably think, oh, such a selfish, love yourself, date yourself. Okay, guys, don't judge me. Believe me, I lost myself so bad. So I came back myself. Can I say came back myself?
Of course, we understand what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I got myself back.
Sure.
And I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
So another part of my answer, now I need to learn, I'm still learning, I'm still working on myself, how to keep myself in the future relationships. Because I still have a fear, if I go to new relationships, I might lose myself again. I don't want to lose myself again.
Okay.
I already get that warm feeling.
Right.
I don't want to give it up.
Right.
And now I'm still working with myself, learning and researching, analyzing how to go to new relationships, but still be in relationships with yourself.
And so, I mean, if I could say one thing, in every relationship, there's a level of vulnerability.
Okay.
And in order to be vulnerable, you're going to have to give yourself away. Now, the tricky thing about that is that the more powerful, deeper, and rewarding the relationship will be is to the degree of vulnerability and how much you give yourself away. But here's the clincher, only to the right person.
Oh, yes.
Only to the person that presents himself to have an open area for you. Because with that person, you're with him that you're, or her, I don't know your orientation, but with that person that you open up yourself to, they're going to present for you that perfect environment. And they will be the one now saying the things that you're saying to yourself. Oh, Olena, are you okay here? Do you feel good? Does this feel good? Do you like this? You see how you're doing that to yourself? You'll recognize because that person now will be doing that to you. So then when you see the good feeling
you describe my ideal partner
well,
right
no,
now.
but it's not your ideal partner. It's human experience. You see what I'm saying? So once we understand how the human experience works, we'll realize that, okay, so to the degree that a person behaves like this is the degree that I can give myself away. Other than that, boundaries.
And yeah, I just want to mention something. You just described this nice partner. Just please understand, I'm a giver as well.
Right, sure, of course.
It's not like only person say, oh, Lena, how you feel? Are you good? If the person doing this to me, I'm going to give 100 times more.
Exactly.
And that will be like same both ways,
Yes.
But I'm afraid to lose that like feeling right now so bad.
Okay.
I'm still in that stage. So I'm like,
That's all right. And that's natural, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Be secure in yourself.
I think I will be because I already know how it feels. And actually in that event, it was a beautiful psychotherapist, Natasha. Remember, Natasha.
Yes.
She's amazing. She told me, Olena, no worries. You never, for your future relationships, no worries. You're never going to lose yourself now.
Yeah.
Because you already know this nice feeling, this warmness in your heart. You're not going to lose yourself anymore. As soon as you feel somebody start taking this away, you're going to put your boundaries and you're not going to be with that person. That's it.
Exactly. So you don't need to harbor the fear.
Yeah. So it just because no person like this around me. So that's why I'm kind of in that fear. Maybe if I see somebody come to my place, and,
Sure.
I mean,
Your
around me,
environment,
and and maybe my fear will go away. But so far, nobody couldn't make it.
So tell me about your podcast.
Okay, another thing we didn't touch yet, the sex.
Okay.
Everybody's doing that, and I'm a strong believer. It's absolutely okay not only do the sex and enjoy the sex, also to talk about sex with your partner, In my previous relationships, we didn't have that nice connection and communication about sex. And that was also kind of like, the reason. But I understand why, because I lost myself. My body was separate from my mind. So, of course, to enjoy sex and understand sex and intimacy, you have to be synchronized with your body, mind, and soul and everything. So when just recently I start my podcast, it's called In Fox, because I'm Olena Fox. So In Fox, I'm interviewing people, I talk about people, I try to attend different events related to the sex, intimacy, and emotions that talk about sex and your emotions, your desires. That's absolutely okay. And I know some couples, they still live this life and they never even talk about sex. I feel so sorry. Because as soon as you start talking, as soon as you start expressing yourself, you feel like you can have more. You start enjoying that. You understand what I mean?
Definitely.
And it's not like sex. I don't want you guys think I'm promoting the sex, these mechanical activities. No, it's not about that, because the sex is not just movements. That's the feelings, hormones, desires. Also, it's your self-esteem and peace with your body. It's everything. It's a whole world around that. It's not just mechanical things, it's more. And it's not easy. It's a skill. You have to talk about that. You have to try different things and ask your partner how you feel. Do you like this? Do you like that? Let's try that. But again, communicate, please. I'm a strong believer. And through my podcast with my guests, I try to show different parts of this sex. Again, it's not just mechanic, please.
Yes, no, definitely.
Yeah. And some people like, oh, what kind of podcast? You kind of promoting sex or wherever. I know some people still feel guilty, ashamed to talk about sex. Different cultures. I know in Canada it's lots of different cultures and different attitude to the sex.
Towards,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
But again, sex, it's a part of the, especially if it's a couple, if it's marriage, it's a big part of the marriage.
That's
Yeah.
right, that's right.
And if you're not communicating, I don't know, you have to communicate anyway.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So in Fox, that's what
Yes.
it's called.
Yes.
All right. So in Fox, you talk about sexual communication.
Yes.
All right. So I like that. I like that. I think that definitely is necessary. Definitely is necessary. So, I mean, the other thing that I want to establish
Yeah.
is, when are you going to be doing comedy? Somebody wants to come and see you. Where do you do your comedy? Where do you do your shows and stuff like that?
Well, I'm doing comedy in Ukrainian language, and we have a Ukrainian stand-up club, You Crazy. And I'm doing English stand-up.
Sorry, let me stop you. So it's Ukrainian stand-up club, and it's called You Crazy.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. You
Yes,
Crazy.
You Crazy.
All right.
And I'm doing the English stand-up shows here and there, lots of stand-up clubs. I'm not related to any stand-up club. I'm usually got invited by hosts. So yeah, if you want to see me, it's the best way. Just follow my page, Fox in Toronto, and you can see all my projects there. And please come to the comedy, and maybe you will be the next who go on the stage on an open mic and start
Hey.
your new page,
right.
You never know. So yeah,
So that's Fox in Toronto?
yes, that's my page, like a personal page. Let's say it's all my life there, but my professional page in Fox, it's just separate. It's all about sex and podcasts. So yeah.
So everybody, this is Olena Fox, and she has shared with us today, and it has been, a great journey, and I really appreciate her coming and sharing that with us. It's opened up my eyes to a lot of things where the female perspective is concerned, and my orientation is female, so I'm very interested in females.
May I ask you what new you heard from this story? What you said it's inspired you?
The touching yourself.
Oh,
The touching yourself. It's very. Guys don't touch ourselves unless we're exercising. That's the only time we
yeah.
touch
This
ourselves.
is this is also yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's your tools. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the only time we touch ourselves. So, and you mentioned that, I'm like, but then it filtered to the closest women I have in my life. I'm like, yeah, guys, they're touching themselves all the time. And I'm like, okay. So that kind of clicked, that this would be a good exercise to bring peace and enjoyment and empowerment to them. So I was like,
And another thing, can I just
Go
add
ahead.
something else? Very quickly, dancing.
dancing.
Actually, I never was a good dancer. I never danced. I always kind of ashamed. I'm afraid how I move. Now what I'm doing, after I touch myself in the mirror, I turn on the nice energetic music and I'm dance. Like, that they
It's
say
good therapy.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
say it like dance like nobody watch you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm dancing how I want. Nobody watching me, just myself.
Dancing and laughing, good
Yeah.
therapy, right? That's awesome. I thank you for that. So, we are definitely gonna have Olena. We're gonna have you back again because it was a great conversation. All right, so just stay tuned for Bella Let's Talk. Thank you for being with us in your homes, on your phone, in your car, wherever you are. And we will get back to you. All right. God bless. And we'll talk with you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.